red October. Bitcoin ends October in the red for the first time since 2018 as a hawkish Jerome Powell scares the buyers away. Will we hold 100K? What went wrong? As crypto sentiment continues to collapse, we look at why this time seems to have been different. Good news ahead. It's not all bad though, as there are still plenty of positives to look forward to in the coming months. And a look at last week's winners, dates for the diary, tweets of the week, our portfolio competition continues, and we'll have Lewis bringing the TA. This is the Coin Bureau News, live.
GM, Coin Bureau, Crypto Familia. It's a happy Monday, and of course, it's the first Monday of November, Moonvember, Upvember, whatever term you want to use. Hopefully Upvember, hey?
Yes.
How you doing, Guy?
I'm fine, thanks, Nick. Well, I was fine until I saw that shirt, and then I had a bit of a funny turn.
There we go, man.
Yeah, well, it's impressive.
Pull out the stops for all the three viewers over there. You know,
it's definitely impressive. Almost as impressive as these BitGet branded boxing gloves.
Yeah, we're gonna at the end of the stream. We're gonna go and fight at the end of the stream. Exactly.
Right.
So that's what you guys got to stick around for.
We just put one on each and just punch each other into oblivion.
Yeah, better than talking crypto right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's better than looking at my portfolio, that's for sure. Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Good to see you all. It's been a week.
It's been a week, man, and it was a month. What a month! So we'll be taking a look at our downtober, our red October in the Bitcoin price, and we'll be taking a look at what exactly went wrong. The prophecy was not fulfilled. It was not an Uptober, unfortunately, despite the fact that it looked like it may close in the green. We didn't, unfortunately, get to the end there.
I got to say, I kind of think it would have been almost worse if we'd closed, like 0.1% just to make it October. I think that would have kind of just been added insult to injury. I think
you'd prefer to have 3% less the start of the month than at the start of the month. Your portfolio is better to be 3% less.
Well, I mean, look, my portfolio is a dog's breakfast anyway, so what's a few percentage points going to make? But it would have felt so wrong to
especially
have
if you got and alts, to be honest. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We'll be taking a look at that, what went wrong. And then, of course, some good news is ahead because we still do have 2 more months to make this Q4, the bullish Q4 we were all hoping for and praying for. And there are some bullish catalysts and lots of exciting things to look forward to. So keep the hope, guys. And, of course, we'll be taking a look at last week's winners, dates of the diary, and all the other stuff. And so hit the likes, guys. Let us know in the comments down below how you feeling about the sentiment, of course.
Yes, ring the bell as well if you'd like to do that.
And then in terms of the likes, Guy, what should we do? If we manage to crack that 1,000, hopefully we get some likes in the stream, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, take some likes for a start. That would be great. If we get to 1,000 likes for the stream, then you and I can do a bit of a portfolio post-mortem. If you like,
post-mortem, bit of a chat, be a bit of a reallocation considerations. Yeah,
exactly. And as you guys can no doubt see, there's a little status bar down there, just below Nick, to give you an idea of how close we are on the likes. So,
behold.
Yes, there we are. Thank you, Nick, pointing that out beautifully. So yes, hit the likes, and we will. If we get to 1,000, we'll do a bit of a portfolio evaluation.
But of course, we also have, irrespective, we've got the portfolio competition at the end, which we'll let you know about a bit after the Bitcoin section. Speaking of which, let's start off with the week in Bitcoin. What exactly happened last week? It was...
Yes, it was one of those weeks, wasn't it?
Now it's all over. What exactly changed, guys?
What did change?
What exactly happened?
Where do we even start with that? The week started in kind of characteristic fashion because we had one of your favorite occurrences in all of crypto, a CME gap.
CME gap, yep. And if you guys caught the video last night on the Coin Bureau main channel, I explained the CME gaps. But yes, we opened up a CME gap last weekend, or last week on Monday. Pretty sizable one, about 2.5K there as we rallied on the Sunday evening. On Tuesday, there was some wild price action, and we yet again had the famous Darth Maul candle, my favorite technical analysis candle. Candlestick analysis, yeah.
Yes. Now, it was a big week of news. We flagged this up in the last stream that we did, that there was going to be a lot to look out for last week, and there certainly was. We had the Fed. We also had earnings as well, which we'll get to. But there was some bad news on Wednesday, wasn't there?
Yeah, lots of big job cuts, especially to white-collar workers at companies including Amazon, Starbucks, Oracle, Nike. Amazon cut 30,000 employees, I think. So a large number of their corporate workforce.
It's telling that Oracle as well. I mean, Oracle's had an incredible run recently. I mean, obviously, because Larry Ellison briefly became the world's richest man, didn't he?
Same as Amazon, but it's just like a hangover from the pandemic, and people have just been hoarding labor because they didn't want to lose it. So that's what happened and it's kind of like this weird job market right now.
We also had the rate cut, the FOMC.
The much anticipated rate cut, 25 bips. There we go, locked in. And another bullish thing, of course, is QT, quantitative tightening, will officially be ending on December 1st. So that is good news from a liquidity perspective.
Yep, just to clarify, that does not mean QE starts, but QT coming to an end is definitely a very positive step in that direction. And as Nick said, a very positive step for liquidity. The problem was we got the rate cut, we got the end of QT confirmed, but Powell himself was very hawkish, right?
He was quite hawkish indeed, and he didn't give any guidance for December, which is the most concerning of all. Currently there's a 69% chance, 69, you guys get it, 69% chance for...
I appear to have gone back in time by about 28 years. How wonderful. Yes.
9% chance of a rate cut in December, which has fallen quite substantially since last week. So markets quickly sold off, of course.
Yeah.
And we also had some on Wednesday. What's quite interesting is we had a big sell-off in Meta. And this was mainly because of concerns around, although the earnings, we need to be updated in this, but it wasn't that the earnings were amiss. It's just that the markets were concerned about the large amount of spending going into AI at Meta. So it was a sell-off in Meta itself. And that's obviously led to a sell-off in crypto as well.
Okay, Mark Zuckerberg once again splashing the cash. I mean, we've kind of got to hope that he's right this time, because he splashed a lot of cash on the metaverse. That went nowhere.
Changed an entire name to Meta.
Yes. So we've kind of got to hope that he's right on AI, because if he isn't, we are heading for one almighty market crash. But that's a topic for another time. Meanwhile, the eventful news continued last week on Thursday, because Trump met with President Xi. They met in South Korea, and there was a lot of talking going on. It initially looked quite positive. I mean, tariffs cut from 57% to 47%.
I mean, on the face of it, that should be bullish to the extent that there's now clarity. There was no, and that's what's the positive news flow last week. And there was supposed to be positive in terms of news flow, but the markets just sold off. They pumped a little bit, and then they sold off on Thursday, which is most crazy.
We're putting together a video on that meeting, and it's interesting because I think as we're going to find that the markets kind of looked at that and went, that's not as good as Trump is making it out to be. But again, that's something we'll cover another time. But yes, so this apparently good news just wasn't enough. Markets shrugged it off.
Just shrugged it off completely. Then came Friday. It was an important day for two reasons. One, because it was 17 years since the Bitcoin Whitepaper was published.
Happy birthday, Bitcoin.
And two, because it was Halloween.
Right.
And how did you dress up for Halloween? Because I dressed up like a crypto investor. Include shitcoins, hopium, and WAGMI.
Yeah, I didn't dress up actually, but in order to scare myself, I just opened my portfolio and
shocking enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't recover for the rest of the day. Yes, and so obviously that Friday was the end of October, and good riddance, really.
Downtober. Yep,
Downtober.
There we go, 3.6%.
First one since 2018.
Yep, it was. So over the weekend, we slowly trended up as people were getting excited about November. There we go, pump it up, Bogdanov. And then we also had this news that the Fed had actually pumped money into the system, about $29 billion worth of $29 billion worth into the overnight repo facility. And this was obviously positive liquidity. The markets did pick this up, the news flow. It's relatively minor, in this, but it's obviously a good sign that there's ease in liquidity, especially for the banks. And then we had a final resolution with the China trade deal, official statement, and there's all the most important points. So this should be bullish. This should be the fact that now no more of this tariff on-off, FUD.
Well, until next year. This is again, as we've been looking into, like, this is basically just kick the can ahead to next year. So,
or till the Supreme Court case, which we'll get to in a bit.
yes, very true.
But
Very true.
we thought it would be bullish, but no, we were wrong. Markets completely tanked overnight. Just look at that. This morning was terrible. Not looking good there, bruv.
Yeah. Anything coming that we can? any
Yes,
straws
of
that we
course.
can clutch?
This week, a few straws to clutch. The government is still shut down, so the government can't mess things up with bad data. Supreme Court decision on Wednesday, good one as well to watch. We'll get into that in a bit. I think we should call November Whatevember, because no, whatever happens this month, it can't be worse than October. Touch wood.
Oh, now you said it. Now you said it. God, but keep receipts on this one,
Keep
folks.
receipts on that, guys. Looking at some charts quickly, this is the weekly chart of Bitcoin. It's quite interesting. We have managed to, first of all, we fell below the 200-day moving average, which has been a support, not necessarily good. We are currently on a weekly support, which we have held for the past few months, which is important to hold this week. And if we do fall below that, a potential target on the weekly chart could be the 50-week exponential moving average, which is at 101K.
Ooh.
So let's see how we close this week.
Then we're really in squeaky bum time if we get down there.
Exactly, near 100K. Quickly moving to the daily chart, what we have here, again, we see that we broke below the 200-day moving average. And the next level to consider could be the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level, which is 106.3K on the daily. And you'll see that's also been a level of support in the past 3 weeks or so.
Okay.
So, but look on the bright side, guys. We didn't open any CME gaps over the weekend. It's all closed.
That's the first time in a while we haven't done
But
that, right?
I may want to remind you that there do exist CME gaps below 100K. But forget I said that, actually.
Don't talk about that.
Forget about that. We don't talk about those.
Those are the Voldemorts. We don't talk about them. Okay, so not a great week. But in a moment we're going to dissect a little bit what we think has gone wrong, and then we'll look at some positives.
Exactly. Yeah. But if you guys are feeling bullish about the markets right now, or bearish, or you want to trade Bitcoin, we couldn't think of a better place to do it than on our newest brand partner. There's an international top-tier crypto exchange called 2bit. Now, all you need to do if you want to register on 2bit is an email address. It's pretty straightforward, simple. And we currently offering Quambura viewers up to over 90K in trading rewards alongside a VIP level 1 upgrade, which basically gets you 50% off trading fees for life, right? And like I say, it's super easy. You just scan that QR code, use the link in the description, or scan that QR code, go over, create an account, as simple as creating an email address. You can basically go and see how it works for you, just an email, and then explore the platform right away. And they have a solid interface, deep liquidity, and competitive fees as well. So you can either scan that QR code right on the screen, and we'll leave a QR code for you in the top right of the screen for the remainder of the stream if you want to come and scan that one a bit later.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at sentiment. I mean, as you can imagine, Nick, it is slightly on the bearish side. I think Sergio kind of sums it up well.
I'm tired, boss.
It's boss.
So tiring.
Nobody also says Craptober to November. Yep, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Meanwhile, Oxford Row Coach is basically saying the quiet part out loud. It's cold enough for a cup of Bovril.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't think of a more British statement.
It's nice, over here in the UAE, it's kind of, it's been low 30s today, all very pleasant. But I must say, I am a bit nostalgic for a bit of cold English autumn. I think maybe a couple of hours of it would be enough.
I'm wondering, who's this Bovril? Who's this Bovril here in this office? Who does this belong to?
Yes, there is quite a lot of Bovril here at Coin Bureau HQ, Oxford Row Coach, so never fear. And Stragerheart says, I am holding positive. That's good to hear.
Keep calm and huddle on. There we go,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so Nick, what went wrong?
Well, what went wrong? October to Rectober very quickly. Well, it was the first red October since 2018 at minus 3.6%.
Yeah.
And, what really happened? Well, one of them was the trade war shock, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you might remember this. The news moves so fast these days, it is easy to forget. Trump was threatening 100% tariffs on China, completely crushed sentiment. And then we had that $20 billion liquidation in crypto liquidations in just a day. And, just to remind you guys, that was many, many times bigger than FTX, Terra Luna combined, it was absolute kind of not quite extinction level event, but it certainly felt like it.
I think it probably was for a lot of funds, a lot of traders, and it was actually way worse than 20 billion. I mean, some people say 10 times or more, but given the fact that exchanges didn't record everything properly. But that was only one thing. Then obviously we also had ETF inflows. They didn't quite manage to offset the panic, and we had just a regime of outflows throughout October.
Yeah. Meanwhile, DATs, which were a big thing not so long ago, and obviously a big reason why ETH pumped a while back, those DATs appear to no longer really be buying. I mean, even Sailor isn't buying that much, and in fact, seem to be beginning to sell as well.
Exactly, yeah. So some DATs are selling and buying back shares. There was the case of ETHZilla, for example, last week. And there are many of these DATs that are now trading under their net asset value, their enterprise value below their net asset value, which therefore means they're incentivized also to sell assets and potentially buy back shares.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile, another factor which is starting to gain quite a lot of traction on Twitter, and more people are starting to talk about, is the selling by long-term holders, the OGs cashing out. Now, this is something that a lot of people have been pointing out, and a lot of the data sites, analytics companies have been pointing out now as well. We are definitely seeing the passing of a lot of Bitcoin from old wallets. We're talking about wallets that accumulated maybe back when Bitcoin was pennies. Certainly, more than 10 years ago. We've seen a lot of them starting to distribute, and this has had a big effect on the price. I think this has been a big overhang.
Yep, and on top of that, some other data we can look at. This is the Coinbase Premium Index. It's a measure of the difference between the spot price of Bitcoin on Coinbase and international exchanges, and it's a good benchmark of demand out in the US. And it's slowed quite considerably over the past 3 weeks in October. So therefore, US Bitcoin buyers are less bullish in general, which is generally institutional on the Coinbase side.
Yeah.
So then I guess the biggest question then is the 4-year cycle, right? Because everyone's talking about the 4-year cycle. Is the 4-year cycle dead? And there are quite a few reasons why many think that this is the case.
Yeah. I mean, I think first of all, the fact that we've had 3 4-year crypto cycles in a row is kind of not enough to make a data set. Yes, it's a nice pattern, and yes, it's played out up to now. But I don't think 3 times is enough that you can call it a rule.
Yeah, you can't, indeed. And then also there's other forces at play. US fiscal policy, stock market strength, global liquidity that's now driving Bitcoin's price more than just halving math.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably fair to say that the halving just is no longer relevant in any way.
Doesn't make a difference.
So, that's the thing that's changed this cycle. And I think when you're talking about US fiscal policy as well, you kind of have to factor in Donald Trump as well and the Trump administration. Now, that's not to say that he hasn't been very good for crypto and that he hasn't kept his promises to the industry, because he has, and that is certainly laudable. But I think it's the very fact that Trump is so unpredictable. He has created this, we've had the tariffs, and this tariffs thing is ongoing. Like, this is not just because Trump and Xi made all nice last week. The tariffs thing is not going away, and we're seeing it with Canada. It flared up recently with Canada. It could flare up with Mexico again before too long. And this is a thing that I think is going to come to define this second Trump administration. So it's really important to consider that. Although he has been very good for crypto, he's also created this very uncertain landscape.
Yeah, indeed. And another reason potentially why the 4-year cycle could also be dead is that the market structure has completely changed. You've got institutional money, ETFs and RWAs that are keeping demand steady beyond just the halving-driven hype.
Yeah.
And I actually talked a bit about the 4-year cycle with Arthur Hayes in a recent interview on the channel, which was released yesterday. You guys can go and watch that. But yeah, similar arguments are made in the sense that things have changed completely right now. There's other factors driving Bitcoin, and to focus on the halving as a factor at all is, a bit dubious. And you also referenced this in your Discord post, right?
Yeah, so I posted something in the Discord on Friday. This is the Coin Bureau Club Discord. I titled it "One Effing Battle After Another" because that's a great film that I saw recently. But it kind of feels like that in crypto recently. It just feels like that one bloody thing comes along after another. And, again, the tariffs have been part of this, the liquidations that we've seen as a result. But we are living in very, very strange economic times. And, this all the while, and I think what's been especially difficult for those of us in crypto is to watch, it would be kind of not fine, but it would be understandable if stocks, gold, commodities were suffering as well. But they're not. They're absolutely ripping. I mean, the stock market is just going absolute gangbusters. Gold, we've talked about many, many times. So I think this is definitely something that feels very crypto specific.
Yeah, it is. One battle after another.
One battle after another.
Did they survive in the end? Or?
Well, I don't want to give it away, Nick. All I'd say is it's a very good film at it, but I mean, it lives up to its title because it is kind of relentless like that, and that's why I titled the post that, because it really does feel kind of relentless.
Hopefully, it ends well for if you're using it as an analogy for your crypto.
Yes,
for the crypto markets right now.
Yes, I mean it does. Yeah, it does end violently.
Well, blow off top.
There is quite a lot of violence.
Blow off top, because anyways,
we'll see.
But if you guys are looking to trade these volatile markets, we would now like to. Another good place to do it is on BitGet. Now, this is obviously we've been having BitGet as a brand partner for some time now, and this is important now to mention the BitGet or our exchange giveaway for Coin Bureau viewers on the channel right now and BitGet users. So if you guys don't know, over the past 2 weeks we've been holding a competition where you guys could win part of the whole portfolio, the Coin Bureau portfolio, which is about, well, probably down a little bit this week given the choice you guys made in the coins last week. But it's started with $5,000. It goes straight to you into your account at BitGet, and all you have to do is participate in the streams, have a BitGet account, and choose the coins we put into the portfolio. So the MO, first of all, if you don't have a BitGet account, you can sign up right now using the QR code. You'll get all amounts of goodies like $50,000 and potential sign-up bonuses, trading fee discounts, etc. But once you've done that and you've signed up, at the end of the stream, we will then go and actually choose one of the coins that you guys have allocated or voted on in the stream right now to put into the portfolio. So we'll sell out of the one we bought last week, and we will buy the one you recommended this week. So the votes we're going to now do in terms of the potential coins we can allocate the portfolio to, what are they, Guy?
Okay, so we have this week. We're going to go with majors, and we're going to give a slightly different option as well. So we're going to go one USDT. You could just sit on that dry powder and not do anything and go about your week, or Bitcoin, ETH, or Solana.
There we go.
I'm going to keep it nice and simple because I just don't think now is a time to be going too far along the risk curve.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when you consider how far out along the risk curve crypto itself already is. To start going into sort of lower cap altcoins just feels like absolute madness. So those are the options: USDT, if that's how you want to go, Bitcoin, ETH, or Sol.
Yeah. So this is for a weekly trade, guys. Let your vote be known, and we'll come back slightly later in the stream, close the poll, and start another one as to decide the actual allocation percentage.
Absolutely. Yeah. I should also point out to you that we are 30% of the way there to our likes. So,
come on, guys.
If you want to hear Nick and I talk some cope about our portfolios at the end, then keep beating that like button.
Pump those numbers up,
like
guys.
Nothing else.
Come on. Those are rookie numbers.
Okay, it's time to get a bit more positive, Nick. It's time to start huffing on that hopium, because despite all appearances to the contrary, there is still a lot to be positive about. There is still a lot coming up that could be good for the market.
There is indeed. So firstly, despite how bad the price action was last month, there were so many institutional wins. I mean, here's just a few of them I'm listing here. JPMorgan, Jamie Dimon, the guy who's been one of the biggest anti-Bitcoin skeptics out there. JPMorgan is offering Bitcoin-backed loans. Morgan Stanley is offering ETF access to all of their retail clients and financial advisor access through their platforms. Vanguard, which has been one of the biggest, holdouts against any sort of ETF access through its trading platforms, has allowed that now. CME is offering 24/7 trading. So
Wait a minute. Wait, 24/7 trading from the CME. Does that mean we're not going to get any CME gaps?
Yeah, they didn't think about me when they did that,
It's so over. It's so over.
No.
Forget it, guys. That's it.
What's
no
the point of the
CME
stream
gaps
anymore?
We're going to have to... Wow, this is existential.
Yes, no, man. What else are we going to do, man?
Yes, no, flippancy aside, you're right. Like, it is inconceivable. It was inconceivable that JPMorgan would be embracing crypto like this. Vanguard, as well. So there is that institutional bid is coming in, but that obviously has made it very, very different from previous cycles.
It's difficult, yeah.
Meanwhile, Coinbase themselves, now you kind of think, well, Coinbase are in the crypto business. It's kind of, they kind of have to be bullish. But generally, these reports that they do are very, very good. And they are still bullish on Q4 for a variety of factors. I'll just quote this one. We have a cautiously optimistic stance. We believe that the crypto bull market has room to run, but we're more cautious after the events of October 10th. We still see resilient liquidity conditions, very important, a strong macro backdrop, and supportive regulatory dynamics.
Exactly, that's it. And speaking of institutions, just look at this institutional demand. This is from Bitwise, and you can see the bid increasing for this year. And this is just year to date, right? We're already outpacing anything we've seen in last year, and that was the year of the launch of ETFs, the year when Trump came into power. He got elected. There's that angle as well.
Yeah. Very true. So yes, altcoin ETFs are also in the pipeline. We, in fact, one launched last week, a Solana one, the Bitwise Solana, and it did okay.
It did okay, actually, the inflow. So we saw $197 million in inflows in the first 4 days of trading. Meanwhile, Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs saw $289 million in combined outflows. So that's pretty crazy that you've got the first staking ETF, etc., it's got got inflows, whereas the Bitcoin and Ethereum have had outflows.
Yes. Solana's still down though. I mean, don't look.
It's a good news story, mate. Can we just
yes. This is the good news part. Sorry, no bearishness here. Yes, so these spot altcoin ETFs, and there are more coming.
Yeah.
The government shutdown. I think the government shutdown probably hasn't been talked about enough in terms of maybe the uncertainty that it's sowed and, the fact that it's held up things like this. We are waiting for the SEC to kind of get back and approve more spot ETFs for the likes of XRP, Litecoin.
Yeah, exactly.
All coming soon.
Those could come, and they could be they could provide some boost to these coins themselves as well, right? There could be a bid coming in for these altcoins.
Yeah. Speaking of bids, now this is something that's really hard to compute in a market like this. MegaETH, $1.39 billion has been committed to the MegaETH pre-sale. That is 27.8 times oversubscribed.
It's crazy, because you ask us, everyone's saying, oh, this bull market is over, a bear market for alts, no one's bidding alts. $1.4 billion has gone into an Ethereum layer 2 of all things. A layer 2 bidding on Ethereum layer 2 in the ICO stage. That is capital. I mean, despite what you may think, that is people bullish on a layer 2 infrastructure project, despite all of that out there. So it still exists. There is still a bid for exciting things in crypto and in the altcoin space. It's early stage altcoins.
Yeah.
It's on top of all the other projects that people are just falling over themselves for.
I mean, let's see what that chart looks like.
I suppose we're going to be bullish in this.
Sorry, I can't help myself. It's like this bear just wants to burst out of my chest like an alien. Okay, there's also good news in the fact
that did not a nice image in my head.
No. Try and put that out. That would make great TV though. Now, also, November is usually a bullish month, folks. Can we go back to this? Look, there's usually a lot of green there.
There is usually.
So that's good news.
I think like last month. So the last time, 2018. So in 2014, we had the first red October. Bitcoin was up like 12% or so. I think I need to see the chart somewhere. The next month. However, in 2018, when Bitcoin was down in October, it was down 30% in November. So which way do we go?
Yeah.
Which way do we go, Western man?
Yeah. Will it be Red October or Green November?
There we go.
Let's see. Okay. We've also got Lewis also recently did a Q4 video, which you need to watch. There's some very interesting stuff in there. And Nick, you flagged this up over the weekend. Now, this, I think, is a really interesting talking point here. This is the piece by Jordi Visser.
Yeah.
Can you explain what Jordi's talking about here?
It's really interesting. So it comes back to the point around these older OG whales selling their stack, and he compared it to the likes of an IPO. So if you think about early stage investors, if Bitcoin is analogous to a company, you have early stage investors who back a company from its early days. And when they come to the IPO, they sell out of their shares in the public markets, right? That's not the end of the company. In fact, it's, as he put it, it's not the beginning of the end, it's the end of the beginning. Now we start a new chapter with Bitcoin. It's now becoming a massive institutional, widely adopted asset for traditional financial markets. And as a result, if these OGs sell in, which is what we've seen over the past few months, if that is them exiting from the IPO, they've held these coins for 10, 15 years. Can you imagine how long and how much that the resilience they had to have had to hold through all of that? And they deserve their opportunity to be able to sell out, right? And this just means that it's now consolidating and moving distributing into the hands of TradFi. And what's interesting, and here's another point I just came across today, is like over October, about 405,000 Bitcoin was moved from these old wallets, distributed to the market, sold, whatever. And the fact that Bitcoin still managed to, first of all, there was a bid for that, right? And the fact that they still managed to maintain over $100,000. Yeah, that's resilience, that's strength, right? So tell me, obviously, these OG whales will eventually stop selling as they distribute, right? And as the more of them come out and they take it out of their cold storage and everything. And then there will be, the selling will stop, and hopefully the demand will come in from all the other bullish catalysts that we talked about: macro, QT ending, Clarity Act, what's going on with next year as well, potentially, all the positive macro catalysts. So I think that, and that's a very good piece, and he explains this in quite comprehensive terms. So that's Jordi Visser. We'll leave a link to it down below.
Yes,
that is well worth a read.
Yeah, that is really worth reading. That's a really interesting perspective. I mean, there's a lot of hopium in there, but I think he does make a really good point. Like, it does kind of feel, the fact that this time feels so different is that, maybe we are in this transitional stage because if you put yourself in the mind of someone, and he does this really well in the piece, doesn't he? Talking about these people who have held through so much. They've held through people laughing at them. They've held through wild swings in price. They've held through things like Mt. Gox. They've held through China going completely against Bitcoin and crypto. They've held through FTX. They've held through all of this. So if you're an OG, and obviously they're kind of, they're thinking in 4-year cycles as well. It kind of does make sense. And as he points out, that's what IPO participants do. You make money on an IPO, you sell when you want to realize a profit.
Yeah, and if you guys go back to continue the analogy and take a look at when Facebook IPO'd, Apple, Amazon, all of these companies, it's not the beginning of the end. It's the end of the beginning, and now we move on to the really exciting stage of adoption. So
Now, if you're not like one of those OG paper-handed whales who's suddenly selling, and instead you want to hodl your Bitcoin or indeed any of your other crypto, then the perfect way to do it is with a Tangem wallet, Nick.
Tangem hardware wallet. Yes, your all-in-one crypto solution with no seed phrases, no middlemen, and no compromises. It's just tap and go. So you can get yours today, scanning that QR code or hitting the link down below. And they've got a special promo going on. So you can buy one black or one stealth wallet, and then you can get the second one off for 50%.
Okay.
So it's perfect for gifting, sharing. If you think Christmas is coming up,
Christmas is coming,
give Mrs. Guy the nice ramen kitten bowl one.
Yes, that's very nice.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd like a kitten ramen one.
There we go. Yeah, and if you can use our code, not only will you get the 50% discount on the other one, but you'll also get 10% off entirely. So use that QR code, get yourself a Tangem device. And it's relatively well priced compared to many of the other hardware wallets out there. So recommend getting yourself some secure hardware wallet for cold storage.
Absolutely. For the hodlers out there. Okay, now the likes. We are on 50. We're 50% of the way there.
What the fuck? What's this? What is this?
That's not too bad.
Come on, guys.
If I run that calculation through my computer, that says we've had about 500 likes. So we're getting there, folks. Am I right, or have I screwed that up? Brett, don't get on me about my maths in the comments. There's quite enough of that. Okay, let's have a look at last week's top performers, shall we, Nick?
First one is, this is an OG blast from the past.
Yeah.
Dash, bro.
Wow. Yes, Dash. I mean, I think really this is a beta play on Zcash, on Zec.
It just doesn't make sense to me, man, because if you know anything about Dash, you'll know that it's not a very good privacy coin. It doesn't even, from back in the days compared to the likes of Zcash and Monero, Dash's privacy features were substandard. Okay. And yeah, sorry, Dash, I'm not throwing shade to the Dash, the resilient Dash community who's held for over 10 years and now we're having their day in the sun. But sorry, I don't know why Dash is a beta play of ZEC. There's many better beta plays in the privacy space.
Okay. You say what you say what you feel, Nick. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Okay. Next up, we have official Trump or Trump. Now, I couldn't, find any particular catalyst for this. I mean, maybe someone was just feeling very, very well inclined towards Donald Trump and just decided to buy a load. Maybe as a sort of, thank you.
In advance of his CBS interview last night, did you see he was on CBS News?
Oh, what was it? Oh, yes,
and yes. It was just his first interview post whatever being president, and yeah, they asked him about a few things, including questions about his crypto connections. But probably that's the reason why.
Maybe, who knows? Next up, Internet Computer, ICP.
Yeah, this is because Caffeine AI could be a factor. It's a platform that allows devs to build apps with natural language inputs.
Mm-hmm. Someone actually showed me an early version of Caffeine AI, and it was pretty clever. Okay. Like you literally, you don't need any sort of coding expertise or anything. You literally just sort of type in what you want the app to do, and it starts building it for you. It's pretty good. So maybe that is partly to account for ICP's recent pump. Meanwhile, another relatively, or not Dino coin, but one that's been around for a while, Bitensor, Tau. This is, I think, the second week Tau has appeared as a top gainer. Now, the Tau halving is coming up. Now, the Bitcoin halving may not amount to a hill of beans these days, but the Tau halving certainly does. That is coming up in December. Plus, a staked Tau ETP just launched in Switzerland. And of course, Barry Silberts of Grayscale, Digital Currency Group fame, etc., is still relentlessly bull posting Tau.
Sorry, I just want to come back to something you said there. Hill of beans?
Yeah.
Is that another British saying? Hill of beans?
A hill of beans. I think it's from Casablanca. All the problems in this world don't amount to a hill of beans.
Okay, interesting.
I think it's Humphrey Bogart. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Maybe.
First time I've heard that.
Maybe not.
Interesting.
Okay. Meanwhile, what's the final one on our top gainers list?
This is Memecore or M. Now I think it's just totally perfect organic price action, strong fundamentals. What do you think?
Oh, almost certainly.
Totally.
Yeah, almost certainly. It seems entirely organic.
There's nothing more organic than a meme coin launchpad pumping.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so you guys should by now have voted on the coin you want us to add to the portfolio this week. So do we have a winner? Bitcoin. Okay.
OG. There we go.
OG. All right. So we are going to add some Bitcoin to the portfolio this week. Good choice, I think. So now we need you to vote on the allocation. Do we add 25%, 50%, 75%, or do we full port that mother?
Or full port. That's a tough one. Yeah. Let us know,
don't let us
guys.
tell you what to do. This is your decision, guys. Okay, whilst you make that incredibly important decision, it is time for some TA with Lewis. So, Lewis, what's he got for us today?
Bring it on.
Charts and trends, he'll show the way. Lewis brings the TA today.
Okay, guys, so we're going to get into some TA in a second, but before we do, there's something very, very important that I must do, and that is a clout chase. Because last stream, I gave out one play, and I said Zcash between $275 and $300 is probably a good bet, and that's where I would be buying. And you can see right here, it came down to $298 before pumping up 50%. So, all right, I'm just going to say it. That's the only one that I gave out, and that's the only one that pumped. At least what it seems like in these freaking markets. Everything seems to be going down. And so, yes, I'm doing some clout chasing right now because I feel like that was a pretty good play. And if you want to get into Zcash because you think it's going to keep on going up, honestly, it's anyone's game what's going to happen right now, but I'd say around 360 is probably a good level. I really don't want it to close underneath the $298 where this wicked down. If it closes underneath here, I'd probably just cut it and I would just start looking for shorts to ride it, ride it down quite a lot. And so that was Zcash, but there was also another one that actually ended up popping off going crazy. And that was actually Dash that went up 133%. I know everyone loves Dash. And honestly, Dash was in the privacy coin video that I did not too long ago talking about other potential movers. So funny enough how this actually did end up going up. And if you do look at it, I mean, we had this major support / resistance area at around $64. And so honestly, if it comes back down there, that would be a pretty decent looking buy just from a technical standpoint. So I'm definitely going to be putting in alerts around $64, $65. And if it does come down there, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the lower time frames. So I started out on the weekly, and then what I'll do is I'll go down into the 12-hour. And then once my alert goes off around this area, then I'll start looking for certain patterns to form. Maybe it'll, be going down like this, right? And then maybe it'll, come up and then create a higher low and a lower high on the lower time frames. And then I'll be more confident in going in. Or maybe it'll, be coming down and it'll come down like this. And then it'll just put in a huge wick, go down and go up. And that could be something that I could look for to buy and then, target higher. But obviously right now it just pumped 136% in a few days, 3 days, I think. And so to me, I don't want to be chasing this. That's just getting FOMO and chasing big green candles. I'd rather wait until something forms on the lower time frame in a big area of support and then go in. And the last coin that I want to talk about is Virtuals, because this has caught my eye. It has absolutely crushed Bitcoin over the last 9 days, and it's up quite substantially. And not only is it up quite substantially, but this white line you could see has been a huge major support plus a huge major resistance, plus a huge major support, plus a huge major resistance, and now it's coming back into it being a huge major support. So I'm going to assume that it's going to do what it's done in the past. Every time it came above it, it would hold it as support, and when it broke below it, it would get rejected from it as resistance. So now it's back above here. So I am actually starting to stack in to Virtuals literally right now. I just bought some. So if you're watching this, not financial advice, but I'm just saying what I'm doing. And honestly, I think that you could have a stop loss, somewhere around 1.17, 1.18 underneath, this previous low, because I'm assuming that it's going to make a high, a low, a higher high, and now a higher low. The only thing that I might think that it might do is come down below 1.164, because that's the golden ratio. So maybe you want to have your stop loss, at 1.09, something like that. But it does seem to be at a pretty decent spot, especially compared to a lot of other coins that are just down only. And so I personally am hoping that Virtuals bounces from around this area. Obviously, it's up to everyone to do whatever they want to do. Nothing is financial advice, but this is part of the ecosystem that I feel most bullish on in general. And this is the biggest coin in that ecosystem. So maybe worth giving it a shot, even though the entire market does look pretty cooked. And those are going to be the 3 coins for Lewis's TA today. Now back to you guys.
It has been doing well. Okay, let's have a look at some tweets of the week now, shall we? Okay, first up, he's back.
He's back, boys. So now he's come out with a document outlining exactly where all the money went. This is, of course, Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, who has actually got a very big day tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Is it his appeal hearing? Or?
The appeal hearing, yep. He's appealing his conviction.
I tell you what, Nick. I think if SBF was to get like pardoned or his appeal upheld or whatever it is, I think that would be the final straw. I think crypto sentiment, would be it.
Or he's going to run it back turbo, prime up every single coin, pump our bags for the final exit, and we can at least sell at a, get back to our entries.
There we are, folks. There we are. A once great mind reduced to this.
This is what we're hoping for, guys. Someone to climb the chains.
Oh, God. Please no more SBF. Just stay in jail where you belong, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have this one from Dip Wheeler. Good morning, sir. You got liquidated again. Yes, this is this Neo robot.
Yeah, exactly.
That was source of much merriment,
much of entertainment and memes and everything. It's like,
there was some great memes.
You got liquidated again. You're poor now, so I'm taking your wife out. I'm taking your wife out. I'm stealing your wife from you.
You haven't paid your subscription. Yes, very good. Next up, we have this one from Macro CRG. I told my taxi driver I was in crypto. He said he was too. He then advised me to sell everything because the 4-year cycle is over.
Wise taxi driver, bro. Sold all that Ripple the taxi driver's been, the XRP the taxi driver's been accumulated. Bitcoin 4-year cycle done.
Oh, don't. Okay, and we also have this one from those jokers over at Coin Bureau. God, I can't stand them. Okay. Yes, this is on the Balancer exploit. Balancer OG DeFi protocol.
2018, man.
Good.
2018, 2019. Yeah. So massive exploit, actually. The biggest. It's actually the third of their exploits.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the third exploit.
Wow.
But it's in the past, they've been around since 2018. I'm surprised they've managed to survive all the others. I mean, at that size of this exploit, that's a pretty big exploit. And it's impacted on a few other projects that are using Balancer pools and stuff like that. So
yeah.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, DeFi exploits still happening.
Yeah, that is not good to see. Well, let's hope. I guess we just call Zach XBT for this one, do we? Just shine that light into the sky and hope that he can save them. That is not good.
Yeah.
Kim Jong Un up to his tricks again, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, any dates for the diary, Nick? Any coins to watch?
Yes, exactly. So tomorrow it's the Ripple. I think it's starting today. We've got the Ripple Swell conference in New York. It's a flagship Ripple event. So obviously, most XRP watchers are going to be glued to their screens with regards to all the announcements coming out of Ripple Swell. Mm-hmm. So keep an eye on that. And then keeping with another conference in New York, this is the SmartCon conference, again for Chainlink. For the Link Marines are keeping their eyes on that. So apparently there could be some interesting announcement coming out of this conference as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, there's a few dates. Wednesday, ADP employment.
Yeah, this is important. This is a private payrolls survey data, which is the only information markets really have now to gauge job market performance because, as you guys know, the government is shut down. And as a result, government official data reports are not being published.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
On top of that, also Wednesday, as we mentioned in the intro, it's a big day for Trump because this is when the Supreme Court is hearing the tariff case.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so there is a chance that these tariffs just get overturned.
Oh, man. I can't. At this stage, just keep them on, bro.
At this stage, it's just like, please, no more uncertainty, no more volatility, please. Yes, that is definitely going to be one to watch that on Wednesday. So yes. Meanwhile, as you said, the government shutdown continues. I've heard some speculation that it could come to an end, but let's see.
Well, they want to make it come to an end. If it does come to an end, then we could potentially have initial jobless claims on Thursday and then the non-farm payrolls on Friday. But it's dependent on that, of course. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at how some people are holding up. Now, someone has pointed out in the comments that Coin Bureau Finance is the greatest finance channel ever. Wow.
Proof that excellence still exists. It stands as a beacon of hope, while all other finance channels fade meekly in its radiant shadow.
I like this Adrian Nordier chap. We should look at hiring him.
Yes,
maybe.
Yes. Yeah. He seems like a thoroughly upstanding...
In his suit and tie there.
Young chap.
He looks like the kind of person you could hire for Coin Bureau Finance,
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
He sounds South African as well.
Oh, no. Okay, scrap that. Yes, to be serious, Coin Bureau Finance, we mentioned it last week. This is our new channel. Now, don't worry, folks, we're not pivoting away from crypto. We've just decided that it would be easier if we posted our macro, our sort of alternative finance, our geopolitical content that we do here on the main channel. It would be easier if we put that on its own dedicated channel and kept this channel entirely dedicated to crypto. So do check out Coin Bureau Finance. It's already kind of ticking along nicely. But yes, don't worry, we will still be doing crypto content as ever. But yes, the finance channel is where to find all that other sort of non-crypto content, if that's what you're into.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So then what else? We got the comments.
Let's see what else. I mean, generally, Orb is saying you're a hairy British mess. He's South African, Orb. Come on. I mean, I kind of thought that was obvious.
Oh, man.
Yes, that was Humphrey Bogart's line in Casablanca. Yeah, hill of beans. Don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world.
I'm sure. Wow, you and the Spree guy are probably the only two people out of the 3,000 watching this, or whatever they're watching the stream that know about this.
It's my alt account. I was commenting whilst you were. And D22909, where's McDonald's hat guy? Oh, God. I mean, yeah, not long. Not long. My application form is filled in.
We have a McDonald's hat, actually.
We do have
I wore it in a stream a few times ago, but I mean, I don't want to wear it every stream now because it seems like markets are going to continue collapse. Because wear McDonald's cash.
Okay. Meanwhile, Kunal enjoyed the debasement video. Thank you, Kunal. More like that. But yes, that's the sort of stuff that we're going to have on Coin Bureau Finance as well. And Nebulous Nub, in 2030, the Coin Bureau ecosystem is going to be insane. Yes.
Will we make it to 2030?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, bro.
I'm afraid Nick has gone somewhat off message on this stream. Yes, of course we're going to make it to 2030. We'll be around for many years to come.
Okay, mate.
I mean, whether you're still with us in that time, I mean, I think we might have to review the terms of Nick's employment.
The longevity.
We can't have this sort of negative Nelly attitude at Coin Bureau. Not you know. That's longevity, not what we were built on.
It's just not for lack of will. It's just longevity, bro. This volatility, the hypertension, all of this kind of stuff. May have to exit for my health.
Wow. Okay. There you are. Well, I mean, you know, maybe that explains the shirt. Anyhow, folks, it has been a tough week.
Oh, didn't make it, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Didn't quite make it on the likes.
We haven't. We still got to do the competition.
Oh, we do still have to do the competition.
What is the most important part of the whole thing?
Oh, I know. Okay. So what percentage of the portfolio are we aping into Bitcoin? 50%. Aye. Okay.
Well, let's hope it goes up, guys. I mean, to be fair, it likely could go up. So let's go. You know. More likely than not, depending on what happens.
Okay, let me add this to the stage. So we're on Bitcoin. We're going 50%. Oh, 51%. That's not a lucky number. Okay, 50% by BTC.
It's not 50% though, because portfolio is still, you need to be 2,500, right?
No, it's 50% of what's left.
No, but we got to sell. You got to sell the link from last week.
We're going to sell the link from last week, Carl. What we're going to realize that loss.
You got to realize that loss, bro. That's the part of the competition. You're going to have to realize that loss, bro.
Okay.
Well, the Link Marines, what the hell? Why did they choose Link though? Oh no. Okay, well we're gonna have to take that loss. That's how the competition goes, bro.
Okay, and so we're gonna sell at market.
Dump it.
Sell Link, dump it. We'll deposit to our stop account. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right, now we go to buy and sell. We're gonna trade. We're going to trade spots. And we are going to buy some Bitcoin.
I feel like I'm watching a tutorial of my grandmother trading on Bitcoin.
Okay. So, that's all right. Okay, buy BTC. All right.
50%, so that's two. I mean, whatever was left, right?
Okay. All right. So we will see how that does next week. It has been a tough week. I think it could be a tough week this week as well.
Well, yeah, lots of stuff coming up, guys. So keep holding on. But I think that there could be some boons. You know, there could be some surprises. Like, let's see what happens to the tariff stuff. Let's see what happens with the government shutdown potentially. And let's see if we manage to hold those important levels I mentioned at the beginning. But I'm cautiously, like the Coinbase researchers, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic.
What
a way to end on. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. We will be back next week. Stay tuned. Don't forget to check out Coin Bureau Finance, and we'll see you again soon.
See you there.
Bye-bye.
I would say this channel is more valued than gold. Thanks so much, Nick, G, and Lees. Thank you for this video. Very educate. Ross is yelling pivot. Got Nick for Bucharest 2020. I love filling gaps. Wanna hear a funny joke? Altcoin. Ross is yelling pivot. Got Nick for Bucharest 2020. I love filling gaps. Wanna hear a funny joke? Altcoins.